everybody. Tonight here from Sonora, Texas, your Concho Sports High School football game of the week here on the Concho Sports Network. Vincent Salazar here with you. As mentioned, we're here tonight in Sonora for a big-time matchup. 2018 state champion Mason here tonight to play against the Sonora Broncos in a rematch of what could be massive proportions from last year. Now, both these squads come into this one highly anticipating to make a run here. As you have Mason, who enters the game 1-1 on the year. Their lone loss coming against the number 5 ranked team in the state of Texas, the Wall Hawks, back in week 1. And then after that, they kind of took all their frustrations out on, let's see here, on Johnson City last week, getting a big 43-0 win in that matchup. And for Sonora, they have been perfect so far this season. They are 2-0 as they enter into tonight's matchup. And you look at Sonora, last game out, they had a massive victory over La Mesa in that game. They averaged about 40-plus points in that game. Of course, so far in these last two, that's what they've been averaging overall. And they've also been averaging 465 rushing yards on the ground. Now, their next opponent will be a pretty difficult challenge in itself as they will take on the Wall Hawks next week in Wall. But both teams definitely a lot to prove in this one. Both teams with brand new head coaches in their first year. But, of course, like we stated last time out, when these last two met last season, Sonora was also undefeated before getting beat by Mason 27-0. Now, last matchup out in Mason. So tonight, the Sonora Broncos definitely trying to make up for that. And they would love to get a big win here in front of their hometown crowd against the defending state champions. So it will be the Mason Punchers kicking off first to Sonora. Here's the kick, and we're underway from Sonora, Texas. This kick will go into the back of the end zone where the drive will start for the Broncos. Kick, of course, was by number 13, Kyle Montoya, the senior on the squad. And now we'll see what Sonora can do right here to start the game. Of course, one guy you definitely got to keep an eye on back there in the backfield is senior running back Brock Aschenbeck. Against Arizona, he was able to put up 306 yards and 5 touchdowns. Of course, you also got another back right behind him with Wilson Johnson, and you cannot forget the quarterback junior, Preston Gonzalez, who's also been phenomenal on the year for Sonora. So drive will start on the Sonora 25, fast snap, handed off to the back, a good run up to the 30-yard line. And it's going to be Aschenbeck who they hand it off to. One thing very quickly to notice about Sonora, if you have not watched the Broncos this season, this is a team that utilizes the slot T offense in one of the first years, and so far they've made it very successful. They've really been able to utilize that ground attack against many of the squads they've played so far in their first two matchups as they quickly head back to the line. Gonzalez under center, man, in motion. There's a snap handoff to the back, and nothing going very much. Probably a good gain of a couple yards, getting closer to that first down marker. That'll be good for 2 yards to bring up third down here. According to the scoreboard, we got third down and 2 here. Ball is on the 34-yard line of the Broncos. About 10:50 here to go in the first quarter. Sonora now set. Here's the snap handoff to the back. He's going to break it out to the right side. Gets the first down. And that'll help move the Broncos up. Looks to be Sean Mangula, who actually took the snap and ran with it. So it's going to be a first down and 10 at the 40-yard line of the Broncos. Yes, we'll see how the Mason defense chooses to attack further at it. Here's a snap back to the back. Now it's going to be jammed up in the backfield. Couldn't tell. Maybe Gonzalez tried to do something with it.
On the carry, that brings second down and 11.
But it's going to be a loss on the yard for Mason. We also now see David Vasquez heading into the game, a wide receiver for the Broncos, a senior on this squad. It's been one definite plus for Sonora this year as well. A lot of senior guys coming on for returning for the squad. It's another handoff, but another stop at the front by that Mason defense. They give it to Aschenbeck again to try to get the run, and he got met quickly back at the line of scrimmage. Say he actually was able to get 1 yard, so that'll bring up a pretty big decisive 3rd down and 10 here, back at the 40. So with this wing T, the Broncos could try to misdirection the ball. So here we go, but before that we have a whistle. Looks to be possibly a timeout to be called, and it will in fact be a early timeout. So we'll see who took that timeout. It's going to be on Sonora, so we'll take that timeout with the Broncos. So it is nothing here in the first quarter. You're watching the Concho Sports High School Football Game of the Week here on the CSN Network. We'll be right back.
Angelo RO Express is San Angelo's local affordable drinking water choice. Water plays a vital role in our daily life, and having the best drinking water for your family is important. Rent a quality reverse osmosis system starting at $28.50 a month with a free local standard installation. So why overpay for something you can get right here for less?
Call my Uncle Larry.
You heard the girl. Call Angelo RO Express at 325-277-8611 for affordable drinking water.
And we welcome you back here to Sonora, Texas. Broncos coming out of a timeout on 3rd down and 10, trying to keep their drive alive. Looks like the ball might have popped out. Mason saying they have it. And the punchers have it. So an early fumble will lead to the end of the drive for the Broncos, and will give Mason a chance here now in good field position to try to score the first points of this ball game. Sonora's defense has also been very, very potent this season. Some say just as strong as their offense. But here comes their first test against Mason. So quarterback under center, he'll get the snap, hands tosses to his back. Able to get a good run of maybe about 6 on the game. So they gave it to, I'll try to get that number here. We see Tad Kirby checking out. Might have possibly been Kyle Montoya possibly on that one. We now have Matthew Kerr back there with the snap. He's got it, gives it off to his back. There's flags down. Running back is able to make a collision and then still continue up the field. I think that was Hayden Harding on the run. See what these flags are for. From the officials indicating towards Sonora.
Penalty against the Broncos. Brings up 2nd down and 1.
As I said, it's going to bring up a 2nd and 1 here. Sonora might have jumped off a little bit too early. So a 2nd and convertible here for Mason. As I saw Jose Valdez running in there for the Punchers. And now we are waiting for play. It seems the officials want to talk the spot of the ball over real quick or get a measurement here. So while we're doing that, want something to eat while watching the game? San Angelo To Go Restaurant Delivery will deliver all your local favorites. Just order at sanangelotogo.com or download the app from the iTunes or Google Play Store. San Angelo To Go, the only way to go. And after the measurement here, looks like they are a yard short. So it will still stay 2nd down and short. So 8:40, we've already seen a lot of action here in this one. So it is, as we mentioned, second and short. As the ball is now officially set for play. And Mason will come back to the line here. Mason appears to be in the I formation, offset. Sonora jumps off sides. And that looks to be another easy first down here for Mason if that's going to be called encroachment. And they will get encroachment on the Broncos, which will end up giving a first down to Mason.
Makes it a first down for the Mason Penalties.
Ball moves down to the 29-yard line of the Broncos as Mason slowly starts making its way down the field. About 8:35 left to go here in the first quarter. Once again, lined up in the eye. Sonora is, they're going to get another flag on Sonora. And I have to think it's the possible snap count that's getting Sonora the jump. And it could be another free 5 yards for Mason. And it will be another encroachment called on the Broncos.
Penalty against the Broncos. Second down.
So that'll bring up a first down and 5 here for Mason.
First down and 5.
This ball is moved down to the 23-yard line of the Broncos. So far, Mason playing it pretty much on the ground as well. So once again, look at that I formation. Here's a man in motion. There's a snap, handoff to the back. He's going to take it outright where he is met immediately by the Sonora defense. Looks like they gave it off to number 41. It's going to be Clay Cleaner, the senior back for Mason. It's going to bring up a second down and 3 here for Mason. As this run was good for 2 yards. So this time you're going to have Kerr back in the shotgun. He's got 2 receivers on his right. Now he'll step back up to go under center. 2 backs behind him. He's going to take it. He'll take it, scramble right. He'll pass now, and it is caught. Maybe about down to the 14. Caught by his man Kyle Montoya. So that'll be a fresh first and 10 here for the Punchers as the ball is now on the 21-yard line of the Sonora Broncos. So Mason right there pretty much getting into the red zone territory of the Broncos. Trying to get their first points of the game. Kerr now hands it off. And he is met trying to get to the right side. So they gave it to Clanner again. Trying to break it out to the right, and he's met immediately from the Sonora defense. That'll bring up second down and 10. So it'll be interesting to see here how the Broncos defense chooses to close down here on Mason. So we see another man running onto the field. So about 10 now on the game, on the play clock here, under 10. Mason lined up in another I formation. 2 in the backfield. And now there will be a false start called on Mason. So that's going to back him up another good 5. So that one's going to make it second down and 15 now for Mason. So we previously saw about 3 encroachments on Sonora, but now we finally have seen a false start called on Mason. It's going to be interesting. It's pretty much a full house here tonight. As all the fans have shown up here for their hometown favorite Broncos, and on the other end, the same can be said for the long drive for the Mason faithful. Here's a play from the shotgun. 3 left, 1 to the right. Trying to scramble out to the left side. He's going to be met in the backfield. There's a flag down. Trying to get something going, and he'll finally be sacked. at about the 32. We're going to have to see what the flag is as Kerr is finally brought down. As many would say that indicator in that spot is for holding. In fact, it is. It's going to be a holding call on the punchers, and that's going to back them up even more. Well, depending on what Sonora wants to do here, whether they accept the penalty yards or decline it and take the sack, we'll find out. Looks like they will decline the holding, and they will take that sack they got on Mason. Either way, that's going to set them up here for a very long third down.
It brings up third down and 28 to go.
So third down and 28. So they're going to have to find all the way to get back where they were in the red zone. Boy, they were driving, and right just like that, they've been pushed all the way back. Punchers in the eye again. Here's a snap. It'll be a hold of the band. Pass out, incomplete, a bit too high. Try to get it on over the Tad Kirby, but it was a bit high by Kerr. That's going to pick up fourth down and long, and the Bronco defense holds. It might be safe to possibly punt it here. It'd be a very long field goal attempt. But maybe it'd be about a 42-yard attempt. As we see that they are staying on the field. Correction, I think that'll be about a 32-yard attempt, and like that, they will call a timeout as they allow the game clock to really drag on down. So, with 5:18 left to go here in the first quarter, it is still tied 0-0 in a battle here in West Texas. We'll take a short break here on the CSN Network and be right back. And we welcome you back here to Sonora, Texas. It is 0-0 with 5:18 left to go in the first quarter. It's fourth and long. And the way it looks like Mason's going to go for it here. They got two men on the left, actually three men on the left side, one on the right. Here's a snap back to Kerr. Kerr's in shotgun. He's going to try to scramble for it, and he's tripped up. Big time trip down there. Looks to be, I think, Ty Perez, who was able to get him by the foot. And like that, Mason will turn over the football on fourth and long. So the Punchers are unable to capitalize on the early turnover from the Broncos. And Sonora able to reclaim control of the ball on their own 30-yard line. So this is where the drive will start for Sonora. As Preston Gonzalez comes back out trying to get things rolling with his offense. It's going to be a run up the gut for maybe a yard, if at that.
Gonzalez on the keeper.
As Gonzalez carried it himself.
Second down and 10 to go.
So they'll say he at least made it back to the line of scrimmage, but no gain. So second down and 10 here for Sonora. Once again, this wing T has proven to be very effective so far against all the teams that Sonora has played against. As you mentioned, they've averaged a total of 40 yards a game. So this is a handoff to the back now. He's going to try to scramble for some yards, and he's maybe got about 4. It's actually a toss back there.
Austin back on the carry. Brings up third down with 6 to go.
Trying to see which man that might have been. Because I did see Toby Flanagan coming out for Sonora. And Preston Gonzalez coming back in for the Broncos. So Sonora hurries back to the line, third down and 6, man in motion. There's a snap that's going to be carried by Gonzalez himself. He'll try to scramble for what he can, but they're going to be short about for a fourth down. And looks like this time around, Sonora might just punt this one away.
Fourth down, 3.
Probably the best bet here. It's convertible, but it's definitely somewhere you do not want to give the ball right back to if you cannot convert. So it's better to play that situation on the ground battle. The man back deep for Mason to return. Here's the punt. This one is good. We'll take a bounce out to the 30, and it'll finally die out at the 28, which is where the drive will start for the Mason Ponchers.
O'Bannon's punt down at the 27-yard line.
Hey, football fans, just want to remind you that if you want the perfect spot to eat before or after the game, head over to Wingstop on Knickerbocker Road on the Southwest Plaza. They make the best wings in town, so stop by before or after the game on Friday night and celebrate with Wingstop on Knickerbocker Road in San Angelo. It's the Concho Sports Network, our Concho Sports Game of the Week, and a battle here in Sonora, Texas, between some of the best teams in the Concho Valley. Here's a snap. It's going to be a direct snap. Here's the run. Big time tackles broken. It's going to be a good gain of 7. It was a direct snap to Kerr. He just took off and ran with it. Kind of not exactly the most speediest out there, but boy, he was definitely trucking around guys out there. Of course, Mason's first drive was started off from getting that fumble from Sonora. They were driving. They got into the Bronco red zone before turning themselves back with a penalty and then a massive sack. So we'll see how they answer again. As Kerr is under center, he's got 2 backs behind him. Here's a snap, hands off to his back. He's going to try to make some moves and gets a really good game out to the 50. Handed off there to Kleiner. So here they're Kleiner getting an 8-yard gain on the run. Kleiner, one guy definitely that you cannot overlook as well. He was chosen as one of the all-state players last season in that state championship game up in Dallas at Jones AT&T Stadium. So this time you're going to have Kerr back in the shotgun. 2 to the right, 2 on his left. It's going to be a trick play, hands it off to his back. Who's going to break it open on the left side corner? He's got a chance. He's going to take it all the way to the house, and nobody will catch him. Touchdown, Mason. Oh, no, they will actually say he's out of bounds. I apologize, got a bit too much into it early here. Looks like he might have stepped out. Well, they're going to say he stepped out at least enough for a 1st and 10. Ball close to the 39-yard line of the Broncos. Still a fantastic run there by Tad Kirby. Even fooled me over there on the side. Snap the Kerr in the shotgun, gives it off to his back, makes a cut move to the inside, and is able to get a good 2 yards before the Sonora Bronco defense tracks him down.
2-yard gain. 2nd down and 8.
Looked like it was first Manuel Fuentes who met his man up at the line. To only allow Mason to get 2 yards. So it's going to bring a 2nd down and 8 up here as we get near to the end of the first quarter, almost a minute remaining. Kerr is under center. Tosses it off to his halfback. He's going to break it open on the right side. He gets all the way down to the 20-yard line for a new 1st and 10 for Mason.
Edgar's on the carry, 1st down.
Looks like he gave it off to his man, Aaron Estrada. So that'll bring up a big 1st and 10 here with under a minute to go in the first quarter. And what's been a so far exciting game like we were thinking. Somebody's trying to find a way onto that board first. So here we go, 2 men in the backfield. Toss to the back. He's going to try to break it. No, but he's not going to get anything. The Broncos meet him immediately. One man definitely on there was Aldo De Luna.
Edgar on the carry. Brings up 2nd down, 11.
I believe it was going to be Jace Edkert who tried to make the run on the outside corner, but boy, the Broncos were expecting it this time. So that'll bring up 2nd and 11 as the quarter is just about to end, and that will do it. So we have us a battle tonight here in the Concho Valley. At the end of the first quarter, we are tied at 0-0 between the Sonora Broncos and the Mason Punchers. You're going to want to be sure to come down back here for the Concho Sports Network High School Football Game of the Week on the CSN Network.
Angelo RO Express is San Angelo's local affordable drinking water choice. Water plays a vital role in our daily life, and having the best drinking water for your family is important. Rent a quality reverse osmosis system starting at $28.50 a month with a free local standard installation. So why overpay for something you can get right here for less?
Call my Uncle Larry.
You heard the girl. Call Angelo RO Express at 325-277-8611 for affordable drinking water.
And we welcome you back here to the Concho Sport Football High School Game of the Week. We switch sides of the field as it'll be 2nd down and long here to start the second quarter. As Mason is once again continuing their drive, trying to be the first ones on the board here in what's been what we thought was going to be a massive fight here in the Concho Valley between two powerhouse football teams. So here we go. Punchers are once again in the eye. Sonora looks to be off. And we'll see if that's another encroachment call. That'd be about their, I think their 4th, but the way it's looking.
Penalty on the play.
Well, we'll see which way the officials assign. Yeah, they're going to say it's going to be encroachment on the Broncos. So that will help Mason out to get some of those yards back on what was a 2nd and long.
2nd down, 7 to go.
So now bring it to 2nd down and 7. Ball is on pretty close to the 16, maybe the 17-yard line of the Broncos. Here's a man in motion. There's a snap now, handoff to the back. He's going to carry it up, and he is met immediately by the Bronco defense. Preston Gonzalez coming in to finish the job.
Brings up 3rd down and 7 to go.
So it brings up 3rd down and 7. And boy, I'll tell you, these Broncos have definitely met the challenge every time Mason's gotten into the red zone. On their very first drive, they turned them away and were actually able to get a turnover on downs as Mason went for it on 4th down and long. So this one will be 3rd down and 7. About the 19-yard line. About the 16-yard line. There's a snap, fake handoff. Here's a toss to the end zone. Man wide open, caught, touchdown, Mason. Good eyes to get Tad Kirby open over there on the right. Nobody on him on that route. And that will give the Punchers the first lead of the ball game. So definitely nothing too fancy as it looks like. It might be actually a glove that flew on the field. I was thinking that's kind of early for a flag. But we now await the quick as Kyle Montoya will try the extra point. Kick is up. And it is no good. So Mason will miss the extra point attempt.
Extra point is no good.
And that will end the drive. So after the drive, it is now a score. Mason 6, Sonora nothing. Early to go here in the second quarter. We'll take another short break here. We'll be right back here in just a moment on the Concho Sports Network. And it is kickoff time again here in the second quarter. Our score 6-0 Mason, and what has been a pretty big battle between these two powerhouses in West Texas. As this time we'll see if the Broncos can capitalize with the ball. Try to utilize some field position here. Kyle Montoya gets set to kick it off. And here is the kick. It's high and deep. It's returnable. Here's the run back. It's going to be a good gain up the middle. Able to break a tackle. Breaks a second tackle. Breaks a third man. And he's down at the 40-yard line. Fantastic run back by number 25, Wilson Johnson. The 5'11" running back, and boy, he utilized all that 5'11" right down the road. As he helps his Broncos get into a much better starting position at the 40. So still a very close game. Could be a very big possession here for the Broncos to go down and score. Could take a lead if they can get the extra point as well. So here we go, handoff to the back, and it is good for maybe about 2 yards.
Aschenbeck on the carry.
He gave it off to Aschenbeck, who made a very difficult run as the Mason defense quickly collapsed to the inside. Now see Vasquez checking back in for Sonora. Mason definitely playing more up front. We got a lot of guys trying to break that interior. Here's the snap to the back. He's going to break it loose. He's got a 1st and 10 before he's finally dragged down. He's caught by the foot by Tad Kirby. But that run's going to be good enough for a Sonora 1st down. Once again, it is Aschenbeck,
1st down, Broncos.
who is one of the best senior running backs here. Or it's basically a duo between the two seniors who are phenomenal for the Broncos. As it's pretty much a double-headed dragon, as they said, between Aschenbeck and Johnson. And that'll set us up at the 45-yard line as we approach 10 minutes here in the second quarter. As the Broncos drive, utilizing that wing T. And whistles will be blown, and it appears to be another timeout. It says here they will give the timeout to Sonora. So we'll take another timeout here with the Sonora Broncos. Our score still stands 6-0. We'll be right back here with your Concho High School football game of the week.
Angelo RO Express is San Angelo's local affordable drinking water choice. Water plays a vital role in our daily life, and having the best drinking water for your family is important. Rent a quality reverse osmosis system starting at $28.50 a month with a free local standard installation. So why overpay for something you can get right here for less?
Call my Uncle Larry.
You heard the girl. Call Angelo RO Express at 325-277-8611 for affordable drinking water.
Welcome back out of the timeout. As it is currently 9:50 left to go here in the second quarter. 1st and 10 for Sonora. As they have now pushed the ball to about the Mason 45-yard line. There's a drop to the back and a rear eye formation, and that one's not going to work because that one maybe got back to the line. They gave it off to Aschenbeck, but he was immediately met by the Mason defense.
2nd down, 10 to go.
And that might have been what was talked about in that timeout, of trying to utilize a different formation against Mason to try to catch him off, but they had that one read. As Mason definitely is not trying to interpret any pass. They are playing completely up front. As they are putting a lot of pressure on that offensive line to try to get to the back. 10 left, under 10 on the game, on the play clock here. Snap back, handoff to the back. No, it's going to be a direct snap. It's going to be a run now out back to the close to the yard. Gonzalez actually kept it himself and then tried to scramble to see what he could get, but finally got back to the line of scrimmage. I thought he had handed off to Oscar Gutierrez. That play really, actually, I think he lost a yard, so that's going to bring up 3rd down and 11. So we see Flanagan running back in here for the Broncos. The ball is accordingly on the 46. Here's the snap. Going to be held back there. Here's a pass deep down the field, and it's picked off. Intercepted by Mason. Second turnover. It's going to be brought back to the 35. And a late flag will come out after the play, as it was easily thrown right there to K.O. Tedder,
Pass intercepted by number 12,
the senior tight end defensive lineman. Boy, what a name like K.O.
Flag on the play.
We'll have to see the flag here. It looks like it's going to be on.
Penalty against Mason.
They're going to call it on Mason. And boy, that's a big penalty. Because if that is not after the play, that'll be a first and 10 here for Sonora. We will see. The ball's been placed down at the 25, and yes, that was during the play, so that's going to be a fresh first and 10 here for Sonora. And boy, that's a costly penalty for Mason. Oh, no, my apologies. Actually, they will call that after the play. So now, as they switch the possession on the scoreboard, so now the drive will start at the 25-yard line, as it's going to be another jump from Sonora. And this snap count has definitely been one of the major factors tonight that's just kind of caught Sonora up just a bit. If this is in fact another encroachment, which it is, that they will rule. For the Broncos, they just kind of have to keep an eye on that football, because that snap count is clearly catching them off tonight. So that'll bring up first down and 5 for Mason on their own 30-yard line. There's a snap. Pass back to the back. Tries to break it out to the, I think about the 30 again.
30 on the carry. No game.
So there's going to be no game. I think he at least, as they said, got back to the line of scrimmage. That'll bring up third down and, third down and 5. Second down and 5. Getting lost on my numbers here. So it'll be second down and 5. Ball will hold at the 30-yard line. As Mason tries to capitalize on another Sonora turnover. With a play to the back, and that one's not working. It was a direct snap in shotgun formation, and then Kerr tried to give it off.
Jack on the play.
And that one just did not develop well at all. Sonora had that red.
9 yards to go.
So that'll bring up third down and 9. So what was a convertible 5 yards has now been backed up to 9. As clock continues to tick here, about 6:50 left to go in the second quarter. The punchers break the formation. Kerr will be in shotgun again. He's got 2 receivers to the right, 2 to the left, 1 man on his side. Looks like they're going to try to get a screen pass here, and that's not going to work. Caleb Nolan, or actually what will be Montoya, who came up to make the big-time tackle. As the screen just did never develop for Mason. And that's going to bring up fourth down and 7. Mason went for it once deep in their own, or not really deep in their own territory, but very behind, and this time they're not going to risk anything. They will just punt this ball away. So a big-time save there by the defense of the Broncos to give their offense another chance. Fair catch called for, and the catch is made at the, I believe, the 39. And they'll mark it pretty close, kind of in between both 39 and 38. As it was fair caught there by Preston Gonzalez, the junior. And that is where the drive will start. So they will officially place it at the 38-yard line. The Bronco drive will start there. And folks, remember to watch the CSN High School Football Game of the Week every Saturday at 10 a.m. and 2. You can watch on your favorite platform. Just search Concho Sports on Roku or Fire TV to download the CSN app. You can watch on ConchoSports.com and YouTube and Facebook. There is a snap. Ball is out. It's fumbled on the ground. trying to see who came up with it. Mason tried to get on it, and the ball was still alive, and I think Mason comes away with it again. That is the third turnover of the first half for Sonora.
Fumble on the play.
Second fumble to be given up by the Broncos.
Covered for the first down.
After what was a promising stop by the defense, has them having to come back out again to get another stop against the puncher offense. So once again, the punchers will show back up in the I formation, as the official is trying to make sure everything is set here. And we are now set to go. First down and 10 on the 32-yard line of the Broncos. There's a snap, handoff to the back. He's got a big hole up the gut. He's going to take it to the left side. He's got one man to beat. He is in the end zone. Touchdown, Mason.
Punter on the field for a touchdown for Mason.
Trying to see who was on the run. I think it was Tad Kirby. Oh boy, whoever was on that was just running and wrestling down there. And just literally a big hole was made right down the center by the offensive line. And boy, what was going to be a promising start for Sonora here just completely did a 180. So it is currently 13-0. This time it looks like Mason will go for two after they missed their earlier point after on their first scoring run. Here's a snap, and the ball is fumbled. And the whistle will blow as the play is dead. As I believe another timeout has been called by Sonora. Or no, they say actually timeout Mason. So we'll take the timeout with Mason. Our new score going into the quick timeout, 12-0. We'll be right back here on the CSN Network. And we return here on the point after attempt out of the timeout. And this time, Mason in a completely different looking offensive set. As they went back to that I, here's a fake handoff, scramble out to the right. Throw to the end zone is caught and no good. So the Broncos break up the pass. And once again, Mason is still unable to come away with an extra point. So that brings our new score 12-0. And with that, we'll take another short timeout here. You're watching the Concho Sports Network High School Football Game of the Week. Be back here on the CSN Network.
Angelo RO Express is San Angelo's local affordable drinking water choice. Water plays a vital role in our daily life, and having the best drinking water for your family is important. Rent a quality reverse osmosis system starting at $28.50 a month with a free local standard installation. So why overpay for something you can get right here for less?
Call my Uncle Larry.
You heard the girl. Call Angelo RO Express at 325-277-8611 for affordable drinking water.
Welcome back here as we get ready for the kickoff. 5:30 left to go in the second quarter. And a 12-0 game here. It's been back and forth to say the least. Sonora's been right in it, but just a couple penalties and turnovers have hurt the Broncos, and Mason has definitely capitalized on it as the ball just fell off the tee. They will reset that. And the wind's kind of been strong on and off, different directions here so far out here in Sonora. It's still pretty warm out here, even as the sun has gone down. Here's the kick. Be handed over at the 25-yard line before the man is met at about the 26, trying to see who was on the run.
To the 34-yard line, 29-yard line. Brings up 1st and 10 for your Sonora Broncos.
Well, that will at least bring up a 1st and 10 here regardless. That we cannot tell from that angle over there who made the return back. So 5:22 left here with Sonora going to try to make a drive again at the 29-yard line. There's a man in motion, snap back. And it's going to be a attempted run up the center. It'd be good for a yard if at that.
Option back on the carry.
As they gave it to Grant Aschenbeck again. That'll bring up 2nd down and 6. That was a run at least good for 4 yards here. Here's a handoff to the back, almost lost it with a fumble, but able to be brought back in before he is met at the 35. It was able to be corralled back by Oscar Gutierrez.
No gain.
And that's going to bring up a 3rd down and 6 as they're at least able to get back to the line. Almost another dangerous turnover from the Broncos, which is something you really cannot afford to do much more here in this ball game. 4:25 now left here to end the 2nd quarter. There's a snap given off to the back, and he's able to get a good couple of yards, but he's going to be short. As it looked like it was Gavin Boggs possibly. Oh, yeah, Gavin Boggs on the run for the Broncos. That's going to bring up 4th down and short. And I'm thinking maybe this time they're thinking of going. No, now they're going to keep one guy out there and bring a switch. They'll now bring back Preston Gutierrez back on the field, and back comes out Gavin Boggs again. So it looks like the Broncos are going to try to go for it here. They line up in an I. Here's to give back to the back. Run close, and boy, he's met at before he can get to the marker. What a massive tackle from Mason. And we'll have to see where they give the spot.
To the 39.5-yard line.
And we have a 39.5. That's good enough for a 1st and 10 for the Broncos. So a fantastic play chosen there from Sonora. And that'll keep the drive alive for the Broncos as they try to march it down the field with 3:33 left to go. So it's a 1st and 10 here. Ball's inside the 40 of Bronco territory. Here's a snap, give back to the back. He leaps over a man. Makes a run out to the right side of the field. And a late flag, and I think they're going to give this one to Mason. Having a conference could be possibly a late hitter and unsportsmanlike conduct, which would be massive for Sonora. And we still have the big discussion. They're going to call it's going to be a chop block called on Sonora, so it will actually be the opposite, and that will back up the Broncos. Boy, they're going to march them all the way back here. That'll be, from what it looks, they're going to put them right at the 29. So this will be a very long 1st down. So 1st and long here for the Broncos as they try to get this yardage back. Give off to the back. He's going to maybe get back to the line of scrimmage.
Gutierrez on the carry.
It was given off to Gutierrez there, who's trying to break it on that right corner, but Mason quickly met him out there. So that'll bring up 2nd down and 20. And boy, you got to wonder if Sonora might go back here to try to pull a magic trick again on Mason. They hurry back here. They are back in that wing look. It's going to be held by Gutierrez. He'll pass out left now, and that's going to be too far ahead of his receiver. Trying to set up something with Boggs, but just could not really develop. Was thrown a bit too ahead of him.
Gonzalez pass incomplete.
It looks like he also had Aaron Estrada on him as well. So that'll bring up 3rd down and long. And so far, Sonora's made everything up on the ground. That's kind of where they have to try to continue their attack. It's another handoff to the back, and that's not going to work. It's going to be a loss of a yard as they gave it back to Oscar Gutierrez.
No gain.
So that'll bring up 4th down and long, and the Broncos will have no choice but to punt it back to Mason. It looks like it's going to be Kleiner back there to return the punt. I think on the other touchdown, that was also Kleiner. It's going to be a fake punt run, and that did not work. Very rough one there for the Broncos, as it looks like Jacob O'Bannon took a direct snap, tried to scramble with it, and just got tripped up on his cleat or something that caused him to slide. And that's going to be a big turnover here for Mason, but at this point you kind of have to try something to catch Mason off guard. So right now it's currently 1:37 left to go in the second quarter. As we approach halftime, it is 12-0. And it'll be up to the Bronco defense to try to come up with another stop. So Mason has 3 receivers. The ball is snapped and it's way behind them. They will blow the play dead. As I do not know what happened there. Center snapped at the Kerr, and that thing was flying back to the 50. And they will get a false start called on Mason, so that'll back them up 5 yards. I think the Broncos probably would have rather had that called a fumble. So that puts the ball now back at about the 33. It'll be 1st down and 15 here for the punters. Trips on the left side. They're directly lined up behind each other. Here's a snap. Kerr's looking. There's a flag down. Pass is picked off. Big time pick made. He could carry it pretty far. He makes a man miss. Continues down on the other side and takes it back into Mason territory. Preston Gonzalez with the interception. We got to wait to see what the flag is. If it is on Mason, that would be Sonora's first takeaway of the game. But they will signal toward the Broncos.
Penalty against the Broncos.
So that will negate the interception, which, boy, would have been a big momentum shifter. So 1:23 remaining, and the ball is back in the hands of the punchers. It is at the 28-yard line. So Mason once again running 3 receivers on the right, 1 man on Kerr's right side. He gets the snap. He's looking right. He'll pass, and that's just low. As he clearly had Manuel Fuentes right on him. And that had to affect his pass. So that'll bring up 2nd down and 10. Clock will stop at 1:20 here. As halftime is quickly approaching us. So Kerr, 2 men on his left, 1 on the right. He's going to give it off to his back, who is met immediately as he gets maybe back to the line of scrimmage. Look to have given it off to Eckert.
3rd down, 10 to go.
And he didn't get anything. So that'll be 3rd down and 10 here. As the Bronco defense going to try to come up with another big stop. For the most part, this defense has done a phenomenal job of rising up to the occasion, specifically once Mason finds itself in the red zone. So here we go, 2 receivers left, 1 man right, 1 man on the right side of Kerr. He gets the snap. He's passing out left. He's got a man wide open, caught for a 1st and 10 at least. No, yeah, they will call it complete. Sonora fans believing he was out of bounds with the ball. But that'll be good enough for a 1st and 10, so a good 10-yard catch there by Tad Kirby. Tad Kirby, of course, he's a dangerous receiver who, for the second time, has found himself wide open. He had that earlier one, which resulted in a touchdown. That's the first scoring play forward of the ball game. Another pass out left, this time tackled immediately, is Kyle Montoya.
First pass completed to Montoya.
Be for a second down here.
6 to go.
So 2nd down and 6. Looks like they can at least get 1 more first down before having it in that goal position, but only 31 seconds left before halftime, so not much time left. Both teams only have 1 timeout as well. So 2 to the right, 1 to the left. Here's a snap, and a flag is out.
Flag on the play.
And it's going to be a false start on Mason. So that will back up the punchers again. I think we'll set up a 2nd and 11. Ball will be set at the 12-yard line. So 2nd and 12 here. And time will be called for a moment. Not sure what they want to discuss here. This was an official's timeout. And now we will see. Well, I'm not sure what they saw, but we are set back to play again. 29 seconds left before halftime. 3 receivers right. 1 man on the right side of Kerr. Kerr has it. He's looking. He's going to throw center. It is incomplete off the hands of his receiver. And great defense out there by number 21, David Vasquez. And that will bring up 4th down and long here for Mason. And the offense is staying on the field. So they are not going to kick. They are going to go for it here. Mason has, once again, they're going to utilize that 3-receiver look on the right side with them all lined up in an eye. This is a snap. Here comes Kerr. He's scrambling out to the right, trying to get a man open. Got guys in his face. Gets a man. Touchdown, Mason. Somehow, some way, Matthew Kerr was able to find a man wide open down on the goal. Looked to be possibly, actually, I could not tell who that was down there at the goal line. And rather than try to risk another 2-point conversion failure, they'll just kick the extra point here. And the kick is up. And it's good. So with 17 seconds left to go in the first half, our new score, Mason 18, Sonora nothing. Take another short break. We'll be right back here with the Concho Sports High School Football Game of the Week on the CSN Network. Welcome back here as we get closer to halftime. Only 17 seconds remain. Mason will kick it off here after getting their 3rd score of the ball game, going up 19-0 over the Broncos. And the ball will fall over again for the 2nd time over the tee. And boy, they were able to find a way on 4th down to convert the ball and bring it right into the end zone. Sonora's just will try again here, at least to finish off the half with something positive. Here's a high pooch kick. Ball is fumbled on the ground, and the Broncos come up with it. And that's kind of been the one problem that's plagued the Broncos in the first half, are turnovers and penalties. They've had good plays that have got them into a good rhythm, but usually the penalties have backed them up, or the turnovers have put an end to their drives. So 12 seconds left to go before halftime. And you kind of don't want to do something very risky here to turn over the ball, and they might just kneel it to end the half. This actually be another flip back to the running back. I think they'll just try to run this one out, as they gave it off to Aschenbeck to try to at least end the quarter, and that will do it. So that will conclude the first half, and so far it's been a battle. Our score going into halftime is the Mason Punchers 19, the Sonora Broncos nothing. We'll take a break here for halftime. The second half will be coming up in just a little bit. Stay tuned here on the Concho Sports Network as we continue with the Concho Sports High School Football Game of the Week.
Angelo RO Express is San Angelo's local affordable drinking water choice. Water plays a vital role in our daily life, and having the best drinking water for your family is important. Rent a quality reverse osmosis system starting at $28.50 a month with a free local standard installation. So why overpay for something you can get right here for less?
Call my Uncle Larry.
You heard the girl. Call Angelo RO Express at 325-277-8611 for affordable drinking water.
Welcome back, everybody, here to the Concho Sports High School Football Game of the Week here on the CSN Network, as we are in Sonora, Texas tonight, and what has been a West Texas fight between the Mason Punchers and the Sonora Broncos. As we headed into halftime, our score is 19-0 in favor of Mason. The scoreboard doesn't really reflect it. It's kind of been a back and forth battle, and the Sonora Bronco defense for a lot of the game has come out pretty majorly in saving the Broncos, and their offense is kind of what's been a little bit of the struggle. They've been able to move the ball down the field, but then penalties really came in to hurt them, as well as turnovers. I think about 3 or 4 turnovers in the first half for the Broncos. With off of 2 of those, the Mason Punchers were able to capitalize with scoring drives. And then defensively still at the same time, the encroachment penalties really came in to hurt the Broncos. And for Mason, they have really kind of found their rhythm now on the ground. They've definitely been utilizing the run, especially with the big man Clay Clarner. So it'll be interesting to see the corrections that were made for both squads as we head into the second half here, on what has been a jam-packed game here in Sonora. Yes, the Broncos definitely kind of still want to avenge what happened last season, where their undefeated streak came to an end against these very same Mason Punchers. So Mason will return here as the Broncos will kick off. It'll be Josh O'Bannon kicking off here for Sonora. Here's the kick. It's low. Takes a bounce. It is touched, but it's recovered by Kirby. Kirby breaks out to the right corner. Kirby's got a chance to get a good run back, and he will, as he at least gets it to about the 40. So Kirby able to save his team out of it and get a pretty good return on breaking out to the right corner. And that will bring back out Matthew Kerr, who has had a phenomenal night.
Brings up 1st and 10 to the Mason Punchers.
And actually spot the ball about the 39. But for Mason, Kerr has been a phenomenal attack power, both utilizing his arm and his legs. Not really much through the air, but his times through have been pretty good, as he's found. He's usually going right to Tad Kirby for some big plays. He'll actually throw here to start things off. Here's the pass out left, and it's almost picked. Might have almost jinxed him a little bit. That was almost intercepted by Wilson Johnson.
Johnson brings up a 2nd down and 10.
I think it was trying to get Montoya over there. So that'll bring up a early 2nd down and 10. And boy, the Broncos would like to start the half out, but forcing a early 3 and out. So 11:40 here in the third quarter. Kerr is lined up in the shotgun. He gets the snap, gives it off to his back, who is met immediately at the line for no gain.
Accurate on the carry with no gain, brought down by.
So that'll bring up 3rd down here. 3rd down and 10 here for Mason. And I'll be a little curious to see what the punchers try to utilize here. As they might just also be happy in trying to continue that battleground or that attack for better field position. So they're going to have a receiver on the right, 2 men on the left. One guy on the left of Kerr. He's going back. He's going to throw deep, and it's incomplete. It looked like he was trying to at least get it over. To possibly Kirby again, but boy, that was just completely off target. Almost gave it right to Oscar Gutierrez. So that'll lead to 4th down and 10 with 10:53 here in the third quarter. And the punchers will punt this ball away. Got Flanagan back in the returning position along with Gutierrez. Here's the punt. It's going to go to Flanagan. He takes it at the 15, spins around, trying to utilize that fancy footwork. Gets it at least past the 20. And maybe the 21-22, and that's where the drive will start for the Sonora Broncos. Hey fans, just want to remind you again, if you want something to eat while watching the game, San Angelo To Go Restaurant Delivery will deliver all your local favorites. Order at sanangelotogo.com or download the app from the iTunes or Google Play Store. San Angelo To Go, the local way to go. So 10:40 here in the third quarter. And Sonora off with a positive start. The defense coming up big, getting a 3 and out, and now the offense will return. As here is a flag down after they lateral to the back. And I'll have to see what the flag is exactly. Trying to see from the midfield umpire. He's going to probably come out here now and tell us what the penalty is. And it's going to be a false start on Sonora. So not the way the Broncos were wanting to start their drive. So it'll be 1st and 15 now for Sonora. And this ball's on the 17-yard line. There's the snap. Give off to the back. He's going to try to break the corner on the left side, and he's upended at about the 22. Good work by Aschenbeck to get a couple yards. So at least bring, now with it being 2nd and 9 off a 6-yard run, that at least negates the penalty. And for Sonora, this is their typical way of work. Utilizing that T offense, they basically utilize the ground as their bread and butter. They got to try to find a way to create some more holes to get their backs through. So there's a direct snap. It's taken by Gutierrez. He tries to break the corner now, and he is tackled out of bounds. And a late flag will fly in. And I'll be curious to see what this is. It came all the way from the other side of the field, from the other official all the way down there. And it's another chop block against the Broncos. That's the second chop block of the night. And it's still the one thing that plagued the Broncos in the first half is still here in the third quarter, and that is penalties. Yes, we'll see where they march off the distance. Or now, still signaling the penalty again. Now the ball will be placed about. Looks to be maybe oh no, he's going to mark it off some more. Looks to be maybe about the 11 to 12 yard line. Right in between those two. So that will set Sonora back. Here on a big 2nd and long. So they rush back to the line now. Here's the snap. Lateral back to the back. He's going to try to make some moves up here. He's able to at least get back to the original line of scrimmage for an excellent gain. Looks like they give it off to Aschenbach.
On the carry with a 10-yard gain.
And he was able to break it loose for 10.
About 3rd and 8.
So that'll bring up a big 3rd down here still for Sonora, who's in desperate need of trying some type of big play to really get him into Mason territory. Head back to the line quickly here, 5 on the play clock. Give off to the back, he's breaking it out right. Ball's lost out of bounds. It'll stay with the Broncos. We'll see where they place the ball. It looks like he's going to be short, depending on how where the officials are. So that's going to bring up a 4th down. And yeah, that is short by quite a lot. So 4th down and 4, and the Sonora Broncos will punt it away. They did try a fake earlier in the first half, which did not go successfully. I believe they're just going to have to just punch this one away. And flags will fly first. There might have been some movement on the line as you saw Mason kind of backing off a little bit. And they are going to get it on Sonora. And boy, that's one thing that's going to go down in this game tonight. It has to be penalties that have really hurt the Broncos. There's the snap. Here is the punt. We'll take a bounce. And it will be allowed to be collected down there at the 42. And that is where the drive will begin here for the Mason Punchers. So far, it's kind of been all Mason offensively here. Of course, their first drive here in the 3rd quarter did not go the way they were planning overall. But no doubt they're going to try to recapitalize again. As they now head back to the line. Going to have Kerr go back under center. He's got 2 receivers on the left, 1 man behind him. Gives it off to his back, who cuts it deep. He's going to cut out to the left side now. He's got a good running lane that he takes all the way out to almost the 45-yard line. That'll be good enough for a 1st and 10, about a good 11 yards on the scramble. So just like that, Mason might decide to continue with the ground attack. As we are almost at 8 minutes left to go here in the 3rd quarter. Kerr again under center, 2 men behind him. Tosses it to his back, who's going to break it out right. And he is met quickly by the Sonora Bronco defense for maybe just a yard.
For 1 yard gain.
Ball will be spotted at the 45-yard line of the Broncos. So they break the huddle and now head back to the offensive line, to the line of scrimmage. Kerr under center again. There's going to be another jump. As they run, it's breaking out to the left side, and that's good for a 1st and 10. Boy, that's just a big run by Clay Clarner. And that's going to be good enough for a 1st and 10 as he's able to get about 10 or 11. There was a flag down. We'll see what that is. And it is on the Broncos again. That one will be declined as the run was good enough for a 1st and 10.
Penalty declined. 1st and 10.
Boy, these penalties are just continuing to add up for Sonora. As Mason now continues to work more into Sonora territory. Here's the I formation from the punchers. And they got them off again. They are off again. Something with the way that Mason is continuing to line up is catching Sonora off. So you notice their all line kind of all together makes a certain jolt movement, but that is not considered a false start. But that one's completely getting Sonora off guard and making them think they're getting ready to snap. And another encroachment call on Sonora. And it just has to go back. They have to get this count down, and they just kind of have to watch the football. The Broncos allowing Sonora to get into their territory more with penalties here. So here goes, 1st and 5 on the 29. Handoff to the back. Here's a run right up the gut. No man's going to catch him. That's a touchdown for Mason. I think they gave it back to Clay Clarner.
Mason.
One moment I saw him running up right, and the next he was right down the middle. So that'll break our new score. 25-0 pending on the point after attempt. There's a snap. Hold is down. Kick is up. And it is good. So our new score from Sonora, Mason 26, Sonora Broncos nothing. We'll take another short break. You're watching the Concho Sports football game of the week. We'll be right back here in just a moment.
Angelo RO Express is San Angelo's local affordable drinking water choice. Water plays a vital role in our daily life, and having the best drinking water for your family is important. Rent a quality reverse osmosis system starting at $28.50 a month with a free local standard installation. So why overpay for something you can get right here for less?
Call my Uncle Larry.
You heard the girl. Call Angelo RO Express at 325-277-8611 for affordable drinking water.
And we are back here on the CSN Network, 26-0 Mason. Yes, once again, penalties just hurting the Broncos. As this kick is away, it'll be returned at about the 18. Here's a run now up the gut. He's got a man open, has one man to beat. Able to beat him, but then another one able to come right back behind him to get a tackle, but an excellent job for the Broncos to get set up here. It's a return man with Vasquez, and he was able to really get the Jets flying, and that's a big positive the Sonora Broncos were needing. As we talked about last season, the final score in that ball game was 27-0 Mason over Sonora to end their streak there. But maybe that last play might have given some more life back to the Broncos to try to mount their comeback. So here we go, Sonora lined up. They break the snap. It's going to be a pass out to the right. Gutierrez trying to get away, trying to get second, and then here's a flag late. Ball's loose on the ground, picked up by Mason. It's still alive, and he's tackled down at the 25. As it appeared to be picked up by KO Tedder. We got to see what that flag is. Poor Gonzalez got wrapped up. He was trying to pass out to the right side, but nobody could get open in time for him. And it is a hold called on Sonora. Where was the official indication from the official? Now they are renegotiating again. And it's still very curious, as I believe that was a live ball. There's no whistle to indicate the ball was dead. As they are still further discussing this. It would definitely take a long discussion considering all the other penalties we've had tonight. So we are still waiting to see what the call is. We believe it's a hold. Might not be a hold after all. Well, while we have a moment, hey fans, just want to remind you again, if you want something to eat while watching the game, San Angelo To Go Restaurant Delivery will deliver all your local favorites. Order at sanangelotogo.com or download the app from the iTunes or Google Play Store. San Angelo To Go, the local way to go. So we will get our explanation here and now. As it is a hold. And another late penalty against Sonora. And it looks like both will go against the Broncos. I guess we still got more deciphering. Okay, let's see. Now we got a roughing play on the Broncos, then a hold that's been declined. Boy, oh boy, this is a lot of explanations trying to.
Broncos, that brings up second down and 25.
So after all of that, it'll be second down and 25. As I guess it was ruled probably not a fumble then. So as it stands, it'll now be second and long here for Sonora after the long break from the explanation of the penalty. Here's a snap, give off to the back. He's going to break out to the left corner. He's got a chance to get a pretty good gain. He's got at least 5 yards, maybe 8. As it's ran all the way back to the 50.
Ostenbeck on the carry.
Toss back was to Ostenbeck, who's been working all night for the Broncos.
13 to go.
He's able to make it a little bit more closer. Third down and 13. That's still third and long. For Sonora, you don't have to go and try to get all this on one play. But you have to definitely wonder if you're getting closer to 4 down territory. They get back to the line. There's a man in motion. Give off. No, it's going to be a late toss off, and that's not going to work. That's going to be a loss of maybe a good couple of yards, actually. As it was tossed out to Gutierrez. That'll bring a 4th down with about 5:35 left in the third quarter.
Loss of 2, there's that 4th down. 15.
So that's going to bring up 4th down and 15, and Sonora will punt this one away. As they still attempt to contend with that fielding. So Flanagan will be back to kick. Snaps a little high, but the punt is off and away. Catch is made up the 28. Now a run out to the right or the running return man is finally brought down at about the 35.
Mason ball, first down and 10 from the 36-yard line.
So that'll be a 1st and 10 at the 36 for the Punchers. As they are holding strong here, 26-0, and boy, another score here would really make things difficult on the Broncos. So it's 1st and 10 here, 26-0 Mason. As you have Kerr back under center. Gets the handoff. He trips with the ball. Yeah, he tripped. That's going to be counted as a sack. Looked like it was some type of miscommunication, possibly trying to get it back to one of his backs. And something definitely did not go right. So that'll bring up a 2nd and long with 4:30 left to go here in the 3rd quarter. So they now break the huddle and get set again. Kerr will return back under center. He's got 2 receivers on his left. Gives it back to the back. Sonora breaks out quickly to get to him. Late flag pops out. Run might be good, maybe for a yard, but we got to check out that penalty, and it's coming back. That's going to be a hold. So a big hold there on Mason. So stop the clock at 4:01. Sonora's defense still proving to be very, very potent against this offense. It's just the Sonora Bronco offense has been unable to really get going. And now, I think there were maybe possibly 2 penalties on the play, or they might actually just count the sack or something, because the penalty was declined according to the official. He still has it at 3rd down and long. Might just want to force Mason into giving up another attempt. So here's the snap. It's going to be held by Kerr. Kerr scrambles out right. Now he'll pass deep down the center of the field. It's caught by his receiver. Breaks it open to the 25. Now it's still breaking loose, and he's out to the 18. Looks like he got the pass out to Tad Kirby, who's been the one sneaky guy in that receiving corps tonight, able to find himself open on a good couple of occasions. Of course, the very first one was for the opening touchdown for the Punchers. So once again, Mason has found their way back into the Sonora red zone with the ball on the 18-yard line of the Broncos. Kerr's under eye again. Gives it off to his back, trucking around. He's going to break through like a semi-truck down the highway for a touchdown. Clay Kleiner again, who's just wrecking house tonight for his 3rd touchdown on the ground. And that one might sadly be the dagger, ladies and gentlemen. Still early, but definitely deflating a lot of the ball game now. Here's another PAT attempt. Kick is up. And the kick is good. So our new score with 3:19 left in the 3rd quarter, the Mason Punchers 33, the Sonora Broncos nothing. We'll take a break. We'll be back here again just in just a moment on the CSN Network. And we are back here, 3:19 in the 3rd quarter. Mason Punchers are leading 33-0 over Sonora. And as the Broncos get ready to try to find something positive here on this next drive. Their last drive started off with a really good return. Let's see if they can try to replace themselves in good fielding position here as the kick is up. Be taken at the 30 where it will be kneeled down or just caught there. And that is where the drive will start for the Sonora Broncos.
Fair catch called for at the
Hey fans, just want to remind you again, if you want something to eat while watching the game, San Angelo To Go Restaurant Delivery will deliver all your local favorites. Just order at sanangelotogo.com or download the app from the iTunes or Google Play Store. San Angelo To Go, the local way to go. So Sonora will begin their drive here on the 30-yard line, 1st and 10. It's going to be a handoff and a good run up to maybe about the 34-yard line. And as they go once again to Aschenbeck, who has been the workhorse tonight for the Broncos. It's just been kind of the penalties that we've talked about, both offensively and defensively, that have really hurt Sonora. They've tried to establish that run game, and at points they definitely are able to get that ball movement. But at other times, the Mason defense is able to go right through the O-line. As that run is good for a good couple of yards. Should bring up 3rd down and manageable here. As we approach 2:20 here in the 3rd quarter. 3rd down and 3. If you're the Broncos, you might just want to keep feeding it to Aschenbeck. He's definitely been able to get some gains here and there. Sonora breaks the huddle. They head back into that wing T. Here's the snap. Give off to the back. Spin move. And Aschenbeck's close to the marker. I think he's got it.
Aschenbeck on the carry.
And he is good. That's a 1st and 10 for Sonora. And that'll place the ball at the 41-yard line of the Broncos. You had Vasquez running in there for Sonora. Looks like he's going to actually get set out here all the way on the right side. So there's the snap. It's going to be a run up the middle. Big time run here all the way down to the 45, close to the 30. As Gonzalez directly snapped it and he was off like a jet.
30-yard gain by
A good 30 yards there for Gonzalez on the run. And that'll get the Sonora faithful up and riling. So Tully Flanagan checks back in again for the Broncos. And as we're now under 1:20 here in the 3rd quarter, but Sonora is driving. Once again, you have Flanagan out there on the right. Here's a snap. Give off to the back, and the ball is loose. But I think Sonora is able to fall back on top of it.
Covered by Sonora.
Aschenbeck was trying to break into the right corner, and the ball popped out. Thankfully, really no harm there for Sonora, as that one fell pretty much right back to the line of scrimmage. As we're about 35 seconds remaining in the 3rd quarter. We'll have to at least snap it one more time. Everybody back at the line. Here's a snap. Drop back. Pass over the center, and it's picked off. Gonzalez was trying to get the pass out to Johnson, it appears.
Pass intercepted by Smith.
And Smith came in and intercepted the ball, and boy, that's just a very crushing way to end that promising drive. But you definitely had to know that you had to at least attempt a pass. And it's just kind of not what's utilized by the Sonora offense, whose main gains are on the ground, but you definitely had to give it an attempt. So Mason takes over now at the 27-yard line. as they begin their new drive. It's a snap, pass out right. It's caught. Good enough for a 1st and 10. It's still going all the way down to almost a 50. So 3 seconds left in the first quarter as Mason is driving again. Foot down right on the pedal.
First down, Mason.
They will actually mark the ball here at the 45-yard line. It'll still be a 1st and 10. So here we go. Kerr's got a back to his left and right. He's got 2 receivers on his left. And another jump. But we'll actually see if they're going to get a false start here on Mason this time. Thought maybe somebody might have moved early.
Penalty on play. False start.
And this time it will, in fact, be on Mason. Yeah, we've got a false start here on the punchers that'll back them up for 1st and 15. As we still only have 3 seconds left to go before the 4th quarter. So just 1 snap here from Mason. That'll probably be the end of the 3rd quarter. So here's a snap, and boy, there's an attempted break there by Sonora, but the back's able to get loose down all the way down to the 40-yard line. That was a big run there by Jace Eckert as they tried to break down on Kerr, and that's going to end the 3rd quarter. So going into the 4th and final quarter, our score here in Sonora, the Mason Punchers 33, the Sonora Broncos nothing. We'll be right back here on the CSN Network with the Concho's High School Football Game of the Week. And we welcome you back here as the 4th quarter is just about ready to get underway. As ball is in Mason's possession. You have Kerr back under center, 2 receivers on his right. Hands off to the back, and he's met immediately in the backfield by the Broncos. Possibly was able to at least get back to the line of scrimmage. So he won't gain any on that, and I'll bring up a 2nd down and 10. Hey, football fans, we just want to remind you that if you want the perfect spot to eat before or after the game, head on over to Wingstop on Knickerbocker Road on the Southwest Plaza. They make the best wings in town. So stop by before or after the game on Friday night and celebrate with Wingstop on Knickerbocker Road in San Angelo. So tonight, Mason definitely showing a lot of their strengths offensively here, especially on that ground attack. So here, as we said, here's another attack to the ground, but this one will be maybe good for maybe about a yard or so before he's met up by some Broncos. That'll bring up a 3rd and 9. Of course, both these two not in the same district with each other, but definitely have to believe a rivalry is forming between the two over the last couple of seasons, both, as mentioned, under brand new head coaches. Both still look very poised to make a run. Here's a snap. Pass out to the receiver, caught. Able to break some tackles before he's finally wrestled down. And he's going to be short of the 1st down marker, so that will be a 4th down. As it looked like it was once again at the Kirby.
Brings up 4th down and 7.
So it should be about 4th and 7 here for Mason. And it looks like they might just punt this one away. And at least the tackle was inbounds, so the clock will continue to tick down here. So Mason get ready to punt this one away. The snap is high. Gets past the punter's head. He's able to grab it. Able to get the kick away before it's blocked. And that'll take a bounce into the end zone where the play will start.
Punt goes into the end zone. It'll come out.
Think about the
20-yard line.
the 20-yard line. I'm trying to remember if it was either 25 or 20. But they will start at the 20-yard line. Folks, remember you can watch the CSN High School Football Game of the Week every Saturday at 10 a.m. and 2 p.m. You can watch on your favorite platform. Just search Concho Sports on Roku or Fire TV to download the CSN app. You can also watch at conchosports.com and on YouTube and Facebook. So here's the snap from Sonora. It's going to be a good run out to the right side. Pretty good gain, maybe about 6 or 7. And so they'll officially rule it 6 yards here for second down. So that brings up a pretty easy, manageable second down and 4 here for the Broncos. So they're lined up on the line. Here's the snap. It's a give off here. Austin back with another short gain here, but gets them closer and closer to that first down marker. Actually, they will give it to him. They say he got enough. So that'll bring up a fresh 1st and 10 here for the Broncos. About 8:45 left to go in the fourth quarter. Hand off to the back. And they run out left, and boy, it's just everybody on them. Can't even tell who got the handoff. Have to think it's Aschenbeck, but
Aschenbeck on a carry.
Yeah, it'll be Aschenbeck again. He's been busy all night. So that'll bring up second down and 7 here. Almost 8 minutes now here in the fourth quarter. It's hard to say. It's always, some would argue it's one-sided, but this clearly still has shown a lot of good fight from the Broncos. Is one of the major reasons why I still believe they'll be a good contender in their district this season, as we see a run to the right close to the first down marker again. As it is Preston Gonzalez on the run for Mason. This is going to be, again, a very dangerous team going forward. So they'll roll a 1st and 10 here for the Sonora Broncos. Well, we have a moment. Of course, everybody here at Concho Sports Network is thankful for the hospitality shown to us this week from the Sonora Broncos and the Mason Punchers. Big thanks to them for allowing us to come out here to work their game for them. Here's a great run up to the right side. Definitely a big thanks to both head coaches. Head coach Kevin Sherrill of the Sonora Broncos and head coach Michael McLeod. Sorry if I pronounced that wrong, from the Mason Punchers. So it is going to be second down and short here. Actually, it's going to be first down. From my vantage point, I thought it was second on there. So here it's going to be a run out to the left side, and it's going to be good enough for a 1st and 10. As it was a keeper by Gonzalez to get a 1st and 10 to continue the drive here for the Broncos. And the Broncos are getting a really good drive going here. So it all looks to be at about the 45. So they're finally getting more and more closer into Mason territory, trying to finally break in there. And there's a snap pass back to the back. Aschenbeck able to break out right. There's a flag down, but at the moment he's at least got enough for a 1st and 10. So he got about 11 yards on the run. And it looks like they will bring this one back. They will call a hold on the Broncos. If you want to look at one major factor that has hurt Sonora tonight, it has to be the flags on the field. As penalties have been a major drive killer tonight for the Sonora Broncos. So that'll back them up about good 10 yards. And that'll bring up a first down and long here, 1st and 20. As we are now hit 6 minutes left to go in the ball game. So here is a run out to the left side, good enough for a good couple of yards, almost to the 50. We'll spot it right next to it. That'll bring up 2nd down here. 15 yards to go still for Sonora. Run up in the eye this time. Here's another give off to the back to Aschenbeck. He's bouncing around out there. Able to break back in. Take the ball down to about the maybe 42.
36.
That brings up to 3rd and 6. So once again, especially this young man, Aschenbeck, he's going to be a really fun guy to watch for Sonora. I think he'll definitely be a major game changer, especially when district play begins for the Broncos. Snap, give off to the back, and that one is going to maybe get a couple of yards, but not enough. They're way short for the conversion, so that'll bring up a 4th down and 5. Looks like they gave it inside to Oscar Gutierrez. And I'm thinking the Broncos are probably going to go for it here. Maybe 4:20 left to go in the 4th quarter. So we'll see how they set this one up. We're going to show an I formation, give off to Aschenbeck. Aschenbeck's breaking right. Still on his feet. And he's finally taken down at the 40, and that'll be a turnover on downs. And Mason will take control.
The first down will be a turnover on downs, 1st and 10 to Mason.
So yeah, 1st and 10 for Mason. Many people will look at Mason and sadly judge him for the very first game of the year where they were quickly outhanded by the Wall Hawks. But the Wall Hawks are a very, very good West Texas squad. They're currently ranked number 5 in the country. I mean, I'm not in the country, in the state of Texas. I've got my mind on college football, excuse me. But that definitely cannot take anything away from Mason, as Mason has still been able to show its power and strength both offensively and defensively. And this is a team once again capable of making another playoff run, and once again maybe trying to get right back to Jerry World and trying to get another Super Bowl, not Super Bowl, I already said Jerry Jones, and that's what came to mind, state championship. That run good up to the 45, but a flag is down. It's going to be a hold here on Mason. And for Mason, they've done a pretty good job overall of avoiding those errors as well. As they've only gotten caught a couple of times here tonight with some holds and that one false start.
Brings up 1st and 10.
It'll be 1st down and 20. And about the 29. Got 3:45 left to go here in the ball game. And here's a snap by the punchers, give off to the back. He takes it up left, and he's still going. I thought he was down, and somehow he still kept trucking. And looks to maybe he's got it to the 32. I give him even more. They're going to say he got to the 33.
2nd and 15.
So it'll be second down and long here with a 15 yards to go for Mason. We now find ourselves under 3 minutes left to go in the ball game. And a flag is out as the play clock hits 0. So that'll back them up another 5, so that'll bring back the 20. So we go back down to second down and 20 here. It still has been a very fun night here tonight. Both sides have been still very into the game. A lot of folks showed up from both sides, from both the hometown Broncos and then the visiting Punchers. It's a blast to have on Friday Night Football. So we're all set here again. It's going to be another give off the back. No good. That one's going to be tracked down quickly by the Broncos for a loss.
A shot on the carry for a loss.
But that will have the clock back running. Yes, we are now at 2:15 left to go.
Third and 23.
So it'll bring up third down 23 with 2 minutes left in the ball game. Mason is lined up here. There's a snap, give off to the back. And it's got a good couple yard run, but that's going to bring up fourth down. I think Mason will just punt this one away.
Fourth down.
Once again, folks, just remember that you can watch the CSN High School Football Game of the Week every Saturday at 10 a.m. and 2 p.m. You can watch on your favorite platform. All you have to do is search Concho Sports on Roku or Fire TV to download the CSN app, and you can also watch at conchosports.com and on both YouTube and Facebook. So Mason is letting the clock just tick down here. We're going to use up all the play clock. Down to 5. There's a snap. Here's the kick. And it looks like it's going to fall at about the 40. Take a bounce. A couple bounces. And it looks to roll out pretty close to maybe the 30-yard line. So it'll bring up a first and 10 for the Sonora Broncos here. At about the 30-yard line. So from here, it looks like the Mason Punchers will go to 2-1 overall on the year. And Sonora will lose their first game, but will quickly have to get ready again as they got a very potent Wall Hawk team that they'll have to travel to next week to take on. So here's a pass off to the back for a first down and 10. Good 12-yard run there by Oscar Gutierrez. And Sonora still not giving up. Plays the ball at the, I give it the 48-yard line. So now the Broncos will line back up, ready to snap the ball. Here's the snap. And a little bit of a confusion on the plays. Gutierrez looked like, or Gonzalez wanted to hold on to it himself and could not give it off to Gavin Boggs, and both just kind of fell down, and that's going to be a loss. And that will do it here as the clock hits 0. So, for our final score tonight from Sonora, Texas, the Mason Punchers 33, the Sonora Broncos nothing. So a quick recap here tonight. Mason comes in and utilizes their strengths again offensively as they really pound the ground. And that's really thanks to a lot of the work from Clay Clarner, who runs in tonight for 3 touchdowns on the ground. He's going to be a big monster player for them, for Sonora. They cannot find a way to get into the end zone tonight, but their defense was able to come up very early. And really the one thing that harmed them the most were turnovers and penalties, and definitely something they'll be working on before they take on the Wallhawks. But, of course, once again, we'll give you another reminder real fast that this game will be aired Saturday from 10 to 2. All Concho Sports Network high school football games will be aired at that time. And, of course, you're going to want to be sure to stay with us on Sunday to find out where we'll be headed next. Of course, we could be headed next to the next Concho town near you, so you definitely want to find out where we'll be. But that'll wrap us up tonight here from Sonora. So on behalf of our entire production team, this has been Vincent Salazar. We wish you all a good night and can't wait to see y'all back here on the CSN Network with the Concho Sports Football Game of the Week.